Okay, hello everyone. I have with me Pranav Mittal, our career launcher, Faridabad classroom student, plus 2021. And really good news, that is he has converted IPM Indore. So let's start with an intro. Pranav, over to you.
Yes. Hi everyone. My name is Pranav Mittal. I recently completed my high school education from Delhi Public School, Faridabad, and I cracked the. I don't like to say it like that, but I did pass the IIM Indore examination. I like to draw in my free time. I'm interested in economics and finance, and I think that summarizes my personality.
Okay, Pranav, we've been discussing a lot. I need you to elaborate the different options. We had a discussion, your father, mother, and you. So all of
Yes,
you
ma'am.
we have been discussing, right? So I want you
Yes,
to
ma'am.
tell our viewers what are the options we have been discussing for the career.
All right, sure, ma'am. So basically, I took three options with me during my academic year. Basically, in India, my first priority was the board examination since it allowed me to get admission into DU, and DU was my main priority since the economics courses that are offered by DU are highly rated. Other than that, the IM exam. The IBM exam and the IPM course in itself is extremely great since it also offered career opportunities in finance, investment banking, which was also another area in which I was interested. But other than that, I was also looking abroad. I planned quite earlier on that I also wanted to apply to certain institutes abroad, since I also had an interest in arts, and mostly in India, the education curriculum is quite rigid. So I wanted to ensure that I also had the option to pursue arts. And I think certain foreign universities granted me that option. So I narrowed down to certain US institutions where I wanted to apply, and I also worked towards that.
Okay, so tell us about the scholarship, NYC scholarship in detail. Are you planning to take it?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, I have accepted my admission at NYU, and I would instead be going to NYU next year. I have deferred my admission. I will not be going to I will not be going to IIM Indore. I would be going to NYU. So I got admitted into NYU with a 90% scholarship, tentatively as a studio art major and an economics minor, but I plan to shift to an economics major and an arts minor.
How did you come to the conclusion? Take us through the journey. How did you decide not Indore? And we also had Delhi also, right? DU also in consideration.
Yes, ma'am. So I think the main barrier with me was that I needed to make sure that I would be able to financially, basically it was financially viable for me to pursue my education. And that was the main discussion that was holding my family back. And basically in the last month, we consulted certain other people, and we looked at alternatives which we can offer. And we decided that given the opportunities that NYU offers, not only in terms of economics and finance, the Stern School of Business is a highly rated. It offers one of the most prestigious economics programs in the world. So that provided the surety that if I did let go of the IIM Indore college, I would still have a very reasonable fallback. And other than that, I would also be able to pursue arts, since it offers the opportunity for me to pursue arts as an elective and a minor. So that nudged me in that direction, basically.
Okay, so DUJAT has not yet happened. So are you planning to take DUJAT or DUET, which we call it now these days?
No, ma'am, I will not be taking DUJAT. It was only very early on I had decided that basically it was either going to be IIM Indore or DU, or it was going abroad. DUJAT would basically be burdensome for me otherwise.
Okay, congrats. It's amazing to have options like this, right? This kind of discussions are like what students actually dream of, right? So the feeling, I'm sure, this is really nice feeling. And now let's go back, let's start with your 12th percentage, and how did you balance your 12th and entrance exam preparation?
Sure, ma'am. So I scored a 98% in 12th, and that was internally evaluated. But yes, I did score that. For time management, I would say that I think 12th was definitely quite a strenuous year. So I think students, anyone who is in 12th, would need to proactively make the effort to plan how they would be spending their time. So I basically divided my week. I set weekly goals. I decided beforehand what I wanted to do, what I wanted to achieve by the end of the week. I had three basic activities, which was basically not only completing my application for US universities, I needed to keep up with my school curriculum, and at the same time, obviously prepare for the IIM exam. I found that first of all, prioritizing the career options that you want to pursue would help you to then plan where you want to allocate your time. So I had my priorities very early on, as I have told you. So school was definitely a top priority for me since it ensured a good percentage. And then after that, I focused towards completing my foreign application and devoted about 4 to 6 hours to the preparation for the IPM examination.
So,
And in that,
okay, go ahead.
no, basically during that time, I gave mocks and studied from books to make sure I covered all the weaker sections. Subject areas were faulted.
Pranav, you were a pure online student, classroom student, right? It was not an
Yes, ma'am.
offline class. So I need you to tell the students, like, how did you manage? Because this was like ours was a pure online, the whole classes,
Yes,
everything
exactly.
happened online. So how did you keep?
Right. So no, initially I struggled a lot, ma'am. I missed several classes because I didn't set an alarm, and the classes used to be on weekend, and sometimes I forgot that there was a class, and then I would see that the class had passed, like the time slot for the class had passed, and I realized that I had missed it. So definitely, I would say that right now I think the students would be more adjusted to an online based learning platform. So I would still suggest that they prepare for the classes beforehand, know when the classes would be, and during the week there's several times when there are doubt classes held, and the notice for that is given on a very short notice. So keep checking the Telegram group periodically. Other than that, online classes can be really mentally straining. So I would say that do give yourself a proper break, a proper mental break, where you are able to relax. And I think time management once again comes in here, as online classes, a 2-hour online classes requires way more commitment in terms of your attention. So it is really hard to motivate yourself after an online class to do any work. So I would say that basically balance out all your activities. It's not going anywhere, but yes.
Okay. But initially, what were your mock scores like? Where was there any time where you felt, no, things are not happening, I should just give it up, or that kind of situation arise?
Usually I found myself extremely demotivated when I was not able to attempt a lot of questions, like the quantitative aptitude MCQ section. It was really time intensive. Like now the format is different, but the earlier format, it was really time intensive. So I was a lot of times demotivated by how many questions I was unable to attempt, and it always hurts when you see the end result, and there's this person who has attempted all the questions, scored a really high aggregate, and it is discouraging. But one thing that helped me was to sort of divide and identify questions and subject areas where I was weak, and then tackle those subject areas and make sure that I am comfortable, and that required continuous practice. So if I found that I was weak in, say, permutations and combinations, then I attempted that, but I also revisited that topic after several months, because there is always that tendency that you forget something after learning it. And bring up those doubts in classes. You can always consult your teachers. I consulted you, and there were many doubt groups towards the end where you can post it out. So there are always a lot of resources that you can consult, and increase your knowledge in subject areas where you find that you are struggling.
In classes, if I remember, Pranav, you were not that student who used to just shout out the answer, or you were the first one to give the answer. You would take your, really what I would say that, very calmly, you would give the answer. As a DM, most of the time it was a direct message. So it was like kind of a shy guy who would not want others to know that I've already got the answer over here, and not show off anyone like that. Was there some special reason and all?
No. Usually I found that if I gave an answer, it got lost in the sea of text that came whenever the teacher requested for an answer. And other than that, usually people were very audacious in that they unmuted themselves and they started to tell the answer. And I was not that confident, so I preferred that I sent a direct message for that instead of that.
Okay, now let's move on to your Indore PI. Number one, what was the rank which you get in Indore?
I got a 56th rank in general category and 60th rank overall.
Overall, okay. And do you remember the kind of questions which were asked during the personal interview for Indore?
in my interview, the questions were really basic. I expected a lot more in terms of the breadth the interview would cover, but it was general questions on academics. I told them that economics is a subject of interest for me, so they asked questions relevant to that. There were a few GK questions, questions about my personality, but that was that. It was not a very deep interview.
Okay, okay. And tell us about your career launcher experience, right? So
Right. So the career launcher experience for me was quite great. I was offered plenty of resources, and I truly mean when I say that, not only in terms of the faculty that was always there to support me, but also like the online portal, which is quite useful. Not only does it allow you to give mocks, but there are also topic tests, there are sectional tests that allow you to prepare for the examination quite well. And then there was the community overall in Telegram. That was really nice. Yes, exactly. So like the career launcher was great in terms of the resources that it offered, and basically it only depending on it, I was able to prepare for the examination. That I would say that it was quite sufficient. So that's what I would say.
okay, students would keep asking, how did you do the mock analysis and how important is mock analysis?
The mock analysis is quite important, not because I basically utilized the mock analysis towards the end because it was during that time when, during that limited window, I think it is the most useful to prepare for the exam because that is the most time you can devote for a specific examination. So during that time, I was able to identify topic subjects that I was still struggling at. But I suggest that anyone can use mock analysis at any point of time. But the main key factor would be for you to continuously give mocks, as it allows you to assess where you are currently standing. It allows you to strategize how you want to approach the paper, and it allows you to continuously improve in terms of how you can approach the paper and how you can solve the questions. So I would say that.
Okay, the last question, that is for the next gen, right? Your advice. You have already gone through the whole process of, class 12 preparation and entrance exam and scholarship and all that. So what is the advice which you would want to give our next gen students?
I don't think I'm qualified to give advice. What I would say, I think this is getting repetitive, but I would say that this would be a very stressful year. I think 12th in general demands quite a lot from the students. So it's okay for a student to feel pressurized, to feel at times mentally strained. And that is a part. And I know this sounds cliche, but it will just pass. And something will work out in the end. You just need to be consistent. You just need to be in control of your time. I think that is the single most important part. You need to be aware where you're allocating your time, and you need to be in charge of your time. You will. I made a lot of mistakes during this period of time, and academically, just keep giving mocks, and it will work out for me. Yes, that's what I would say.
Okay, Pranav, it was nice talking. All the very best for amazing future. Keep learning and growing and keep us, and we'll be updated. Thanks a lot for your time. Bye-bye.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Bye.